Saint Germain, or in this case, Saint Elder. That's kind of the, the Pepsi to Saint Germain's Coke. It's the Dr. Thunder to Saint Germain's Mr. Pibb, if you will. Similar flavor profiles, not completely the same. Saint Germain is the OG, will always be the OG, but this is also very good. So Saint Germain, Saint Elder, for the most part, interchangeable. They are both elderflower liqueurs. Saint Germain was developed, again, by a monk on a mountaintop. The recipe passed down generation to generation via whispers and secrets. When Saint Germain, I'm not going to say anyone in America discovered Saint Germain because it's been around for hundreds of years, but when it hit the American market, it was like a sonic boom. It was in everything. In fact, it had the nickname for a while, bartender ketchup, because you could put it in just about anything, and all of a sudden your drink, which may have been somewhat boring before, was quite exciting indeed after adding the Saint Germain, or in this case, Saint Elder. So, what can you make with it? Well, all kinds of things, really. But a lot of the drinks that I found are existing classic cocktails that you would add Saint Elder or Saint Germain to kind of spruce it up a little bit. Here are some drinks. A French gimlet, gin, lime, simple syrup, splash of Saint Germain. I would say you could even substitute the Saint Germain for the simple syrup, whereas the Saint Germain is quite sweet. The Hugo cocktail. This is really simple and super refreshing sounding. In fact, I have had it. It's super. I didn't realize it was called the Hugo cocktail. But some bubbles, some Prosecco, champagne, what have you, and a splash of Saint Germain in there. And my goodness, that's kind of like a non-juicy mimosa, I guess. But it is a nice spritz. It's a nice bubble. Something very, very relaxing on a warm spring evening, sitting on the porch kind of vibe, or out with friends at dinner. The French 77, this is where we're getting into the takes on the classic cocktails. Gin, lemon, bubbles. So French 75, we familiar with gin, lemon, and sparkling wine. And then just add a splash of Saint Germain. Then all of a sudden, it's pretty fancy indeed. The Saint Germain Spritz. So we kind of covered that. That's like the Hugo cocktail, but just add soda water. So that would stretch it out a little bit more and make it a little less boozy, which can be a good thing, especially if you just want to have a light drink at the party and not be raging too hard. And lastly, this is another one that, like, when I collect recipes and do my research, sometimes I'm like, I'm going to make that drink as soon as I can. A cucumber martini. So cucumber vodka, I would suggest switching out also for gin. Muddle the cucumber in the gin and then strain it to get the vegetal matter out. Then add dry vermouth and Saint Germain. Shake or stir until cold and serve up with a cucumber garnish. Specifically, if you were going to go with gin, I would go with Hendrick's, because it is made from cucumbers. So there you go, a short list of drinks that you can make with Saint Germain, or Saint Elder in this case, to kind of stretch that bartender dollar of yours at home. You want to have, it's nice to have these bottles populating your shelf, because you can get, it's like having a spice rack. You know, if your basic foods are chicken, pork, beef, for your carnivorous proteins. They are delicious on their own, but they're even better if you have certain herbs and spices to augment their flavor with. And I would say that these liqueurs are kind of like the herbs and spices. They are not central to the drink necessarily, but man, they make a big difference when you add them to the drink. So here's to trying new things. This has been Happy Hour, brought to you by Maine Spirits. You can learn more about this, I was going to say cocktail, but it's not a cocktail. You can learn more about this spirit and many other spirits at mainspirits.com. You can download their app for your smartphone, which is a smart move. What to buy, where to buy it, and what to do with it once you get it. You can also follow them on Instagram at Maine_spirits, but no matter what you do, please drink deliciously, which I'm trying to help you do, and responsibly, which you should already know how to do.